Hey! Welcome back. I'm Albert Figueroa, host of Connecting the Dots Network. That's all I got to do is just represent my love for my wife. Hey, to my left, which is your right, this is Ruth Medlin with Ruth Medlin Consulting. Let's give her a round of applause here, folks.
So good to see you, Albert.
Oh, thank you. My wife and I say thank you for joining us on our show.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I always appreciate the time to be able to spend with you, so thanks.
You know, Ruth is awesome. When she comes out here, she talks about her consultant services. She is like-minded. She loves to give back to the community and share all this from the heart of... Tell us about what your consulting service is all about. Who is Ruth Medlin?
Right.
Tell us that.
Well, gosh, do you have that much time today?
You
Just
know
kidding,
hey.
Albert, just kidding. So I opened my consulting business about 4.5 years ago, and I consult with both local government as well as private industry on types of things that maybe they need in training. So, for instance, one of my favorite trainings, and I just got finished with this with a client of mine, so it's fresh in my mind, is coaching for employee engagement. Doesn't that sound, what does that sound like?
Coaching.
Coaching for employee engagement.
That sounds like you're a coach coming in motivating the team. That's what it sounds like.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So I always ask employers, what is it that you would like your employees to do or to be? And I often hear people say, well, I wish that they were more excited about working in my business, or I wish they were more motivated to work in my business. And my response back to the employer is this: well, what are you doing to engage them into your business?
It usually starts from the top, working its way down.
Right. So one of the things, there are 3 things that I always talk about. One of them is to be an active listener. What does that mean to you, Albert, when I say be an active listener?
You know, when you're an active listener, they're actually giving you the answers for the questions that you want to answer.
Oh my God, who told you? That's right. That's right.
Well,
You got it absolutely, absolutely right. So being an active listener basically is, you know what, shutting your mouth and really opening your ears. I say turn up the volume in your head and start listening to what your employees are saying.
Oh, I got to stop right there for a second. That's just like when God's talking to you.
Well, it's the same.
He says a little bit of, and a little bit of that, you know. I mean, that's real. It's the same concept here.
It is the same concept. Although we're certainly I'm not comparing myself to.
No. But God says, how can you listen to me when they're rebelling out that lip? You know, hey, a little less talking and a little.
Right. Yeah, there we go. Right. So another concept that I coach is ask pertinent questions. You know, if you just ask an employee, well, what do you think about what needs to happen in the company? And they start talking and you've already moved on, you've turned off, you've gone to another place.
You're not listening.
They're not going to be interested in telling you any more information. So those 2 key concepts, active listening, shut your mouth, turn up the volume in your head, and asking pertinent questions are 2 of my tips for coaching for employee engagement. You know what? You've got to come down one day and we should do a class together. Gosh, you and I would make a great training team, I think.
That would be fun. Out of the box thinking. You never know.
Well, you know, like a guest appearance at one of my trainings, I think that would be so much fun.
Oh, you never know. Hey, that would be great.
Well, one can never guess, right? So anyway, back to Ruth Medlin Consulting. That's just one of the many classes that I teach. I have team building. I have how to be a better employee. I have customer service. You know, I've probably got 10 or 12 different classes. And if you want to know all of the classes, go to my website. It's ruthmedlinconsulting.com. .com. I know, .com, it's the bomb, right?
That's .com is the bomb.
I know, it is. And you can take a look. It's my brand new website. I'm so excited. You know, Marie LeBee, who owns Snap Pop Media, just opened her business.
Say that 3 times real fast.
I can't. Snap Pop Media.
Marie LeBee from Snap Pop Media.
That's right. Marie LeBee, Snap Pop Media, just redid my website. It is an absolute, it's beautiful.
Oh, God.
She customized it to my specifications, my colors, And she even embedded one of my new videos in the first page. So go to that website, take a look at the classes that are listed there, and also take a look at the video and see what you think. It's wonderful. I'm so excited.
You got so much stuff going on, too. And you know what? Rumor told me that there's a book out there, too.
Yes. You know, in January, I said, remember this story? In January, I said, I'm going to write a book. And who knew how tough it was going to be? I just thought it'll be done by March, right?
Hey, what the heck?
No, not even close. So, but let me tell you what the concept is.
Okay.
It's called Living Happy, A Life in Balance. And my theory about this is, you know, we spend, 35, 40, 45 years of our life working. We have to work to exist, to live. And how can we live happy during those working years and beyond? So it is a series of stories. It's a coloring book. I found an illustrator who's going to do.
I like coloring.
I know, me too. Well, it's all the rage right now.
Well, yeah.
You know? So it's part story, it's part coloring book, it's part workbook that you get to put down what makes you happy as well. So it's not just what's making me happy.
But it starts within.
It does.
I mean, if you can't color your own canvas of what you want, how can you not create what is, what's around you?
That's right. Color your own canvas. Can I steal that one?
Take it, girl. I mean, it's not mine. It's a we thing, not a me thing. That's how God looks at it. I get spiritual here because that's what I believe is when that canvas goes. When God gives you a canvas, it's up to you if you want to choose to grow, to be someone different, and get out of the box, and you don't know how. Well, call up Ruth Medlin Consulting. What better way to get out there and say, hey, be around those people that are always constantly changing. Because those that always change and constantly grow are the ones that are very active. And those are the ones, the people that you want to be around, like-minded.
Right.
And that's what we love, like connecting the dots. We like being around like-minded people like ourselves, very active. These are the ones that are the go-getters, and they don't sit on the couches. Their butts are off the couches and doing what they're called to do, following their hearts.
Right. I have to tell you, I took a class last year called Simple Shift, and it was a mind-boggling class, talking about some of the things that we just simply, maybe through a span of days or weeks or months, that we shift away from. And maybe it's relocating, maybe it's moving into a new home, maybe it's starting a different job, maybe it's seeing a child go off to school, maybe it's having a grandchild. Our life is constantly shifting.
Yes.
And so that kind of goes along with that life and balance piece of my book, in that nothing's going to stay the same. You have to be ready to let it shift, and you need to learn to shift with it.
I love the way the book is Living Happy and a Life
in Balance.
Life in Balance.
I know.
Living happy. Well, I mean, if you're not happy, whose fault is that?
I know. You're absolutely right.
It's all about choice.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait to read this book.
Thanks. Well, fingers crossed.
Okay, let's see. So it'll be done in March or December or... Stay tuned, folks. That's all I got to say.
I'm not going to put a date on it now. I'm worried to say that again.
No, don't nothing to be worried. You just let it come out naturally.
Right.
When it comes out naturally, that book is done.
That's right. Absolutely.
And stay tuned. So, hey, tell folks, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, so simple. My website, like we said before, ruthmedlinconsulting.com. There is a little button you can press right there for put your name and email address in there, and I respond to that. You can call me at 559-381-4745, or also text right there.
Repeat that number again.
Okay. Like rewind.
That's it.
Right? Okay. 559-381-4745. And let's see, is there another way you could? No, those work.
Unless we could send the pigeon out there with the little taster to it. That's the old fax machine back in the days.
No,
you'd be surprised what people do out there.
I don't know.
The old fax machines from the early century BC days.
Yeah, there was a shift on that, right? Yeah.
Well, this is great. Ruth, thank you for joining us on our show again. My wife and I say thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. Always a good time here at Connected.
The ConnectedTheDots.com. Hey, this is Albert Figueroa with host of Connecting the Dots Network, and this is Ruth Medlin with Ruth Medlin's Consulting. So, Ruth, we're going to throw some music on and dance our way out of here. Let's go. Woo-hoo. Let's go. We'll be right back. We'll do this.
Jack is proud to be able to start something new in his community and provide for his family. But he's not quite there yet. There is one obstacle standing between him and opening day. His business is in a great location, but the cost of opening his business has left him with little money in his budget for workspace design and furniture. Jack has two choices. He can go down to a big office supply store and wrestle with prefabricated assembly-required laminate furniture. Or he could save significant amounts of money through Green Office Furnishings' eco-friendly design. Green Office Furnishings' eco-friendly design utilizes sustainable elements to reduce costs throughout the life of the client's workspace. Green Office has a wide selection of furnishing and equipment to meet the needs of nearly any industry for less than the other proposals you've received. How much can your business save? Green Office Furnishing. Good for the environment, great for your business. Visit our website to learn more about our cost-saving, eco-friendly designs.